I'm Ammon.
And I'm Matt.
This is Bricks and MiniFigs, and this story is mine.
Hi, I'm Kenny Baldwin with the BYU Copyright Licensing Office, and I'm here with Ammon and Matt McNeff with Bricks and MiniFigs. And we're here to talk to them about how they got started and how they have since evolved in their brick and minifig their brick and minifig journey. And so, let's go ahead and start. How did you, I understand, we said you were psychology and you were physics, and now you guys run a Lego store. So
Probably 3 years ago, our kids really started getting into Lego, and so
the hard stuff.
It was rough.
Start with Lego.
We were noticing that there was a lot of disparity between, some of the product that was in some stores around here versus what was up at the Lego brand store up in Murray. We thought, well, what if we were to find a way to get a Lego store down here? Well, through one of our other things that we were doing, we ended up running into another franchise of the Bricks and Minifigs that had just opened up in South Jordan. We decided to jump on the opportunity. We got a franchise, and then within 3 months of us signing, we opened our doors here.
So you started as a franchise, but I understand since then you've evolved since, right? So you're a little bit more involved than when you first started.
Yes, so the franchise founders, about a year after we'd been involved, came and said, hey, we understand your experience and background with some of the other businesses you've been running. We're looking to kind of bow out of the game a little bit. They were ready to retire, so they said, are you guys interested in taking over the corporate side of things and running the franchise as a whole? And of course we said yes. That's,
Right.
Who wouldn't, right? That's a fantastic opportunity.
Right.
And it's been a whole nother exciting adventure, learning the ins and outs of running a franchise from the corporate side as well.
Tell me, how does this all work?
So there's actually a couple of things that will set us apart from any other place that sells Lego. Number one, we buy, sell, and trade Lego. We let people who are done playing with Lego, maybe they've just moved on, maybe they have different sets that they like now, and they don't like some of the older sets. They can bring those here and we give them new life. We have our bulk tables that people can dig through and find just that perfect piece to finish their own creation. We also have our minifig maker table that allows people to come and make their own little minifig. But in addition to that, we also then have the birthday parties.
We can host up to 15 kids. We do Lego car racing, Lego games, we have the Lego video games, and all kinds of fun stuff. Each of the kids at the party get to go home with a minifig that they've made of their own. The birthday kid gets to. And it's a lot of fun. We can either do them hosted or unhosted. We can do make and takes as part of it, so they can come in and build sets or whatever. We really can customize it to whatever the parent and the child want to have for their birthday party. And it's a lot of fun.
So I understand that business like this, you're going to bump up into a lot of interesting intellectual property situations,
Yes.
right? Did you feel like you were prepared for that when you kind of stepped into the role? How have you managed all of that?
When we first got on as a franchise, they had just finished hosting their annual owners conference. They had this whole presentation laid out for us to be able to look at, see examples, see what is and isn't something that we can use to advertise and everything else that way. So there's lots of rules that goes into that.
In the long run, it's worth it to stay above that. You don't want to make Lego angry. That's,
Right.
what
Yeah,
we're all about. But and it's not terribly difficult if you practice.
Part of what our office tries to do is try to encourage and help people understand is, look, you also get intellectual property rights. So specifically, I guess, in marketing and branding your own store, how have you kind of stepped into the role of intellectual property creators?
Well, we just renewed our trademark for the Bricks and Minifigs logo and name. So, and that's important because we've had several stores. Prior to us owning the franchise, I heard of a story of somebody who went through and kind of was looking at the franchise and everything, and in the end they decided that it wasn't going to be for them. They were just going to try and open up their own shop. No problem with that. Only problem was that they decided to call it something so very similar to Bricks and Minifigs that it was infringing upon the trademark rights of
confusing
our,
for people
yeah, exactly.
out there.
And there were several other stores of our brand in their area. And so, those are some things that are definitely important to look at, and we have to make sure that we're protecting not only us, but all of our store owners. You know, these are people who have poured their heart and soul and lots of money into opening one of these stores. And if all of a sudden somebody can open up the same store and use the same logo or use the same name, anything like that, right next to them and create confusion, that's really problematic. And so we definitely see the benefit of having, you know, making sure you take the steps to protect your property and your intellectual property to make sure that it's not getting taken advantage of.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for having us, and it's been an absolute pleasure to learn more about the company.